Hi Collective, welcome to my channel Crystal Shadow Work. Hi everyone. So this is going to be a reading surrounding the full moon in December. So this full moon is in the sign of Gemini. Okay, so it is a very fast-paced energy, and Gemini rules communication, things like that. And I found this very significantly at this time because full moons, very much the realm is very thin, right? So we're able to communicate a lot with our ancestors, our past loved ones, spirit guides, and all of that, and definitely get a lot of divine guidance and messages. And along with this Gemini energy, where it's the twins, right? It's the duality of being in the 5D, bringing things into the 3D, and right. So I feel as though that there's a lot of messages, right, from spirit, and I wanted to get into these decks, and this energy is very fast-paced. It's very scattered, right? And we have this Mars retrograde conjunction influence too, so it's really making you want to take action. So you're wanting to take action rather quickly and expand in the Sagittarius energy, and then you're wanting to be very communicative. So that's why my desk looks like this, because I've just been really trying to expand different things, looking into different decks, messages, all of that. So I've been breaking a lot of my readings apart into different style readings. So definitely take whatever you want to look at this time. So any of these readings that are all grouped together, they're the same energies, but there's going to be multiple different style messages, right? So take whatever you feel is for you. Okay, but we're going to go ahead and get in to this reading and see what messages are coming out. And know that the more that you connect with me, the more I feel your energy. So if you're watching my readings, you're liking videos, commenting, subscribing, I'm going to be feeling your energy more. So you're going to be coming out more in my readings. That's going to allow me to connect your spirit guides, ancestors, angels can connect with mine and give me messages for you. Look at this, soul to soul. This is letting you know right now that your ancestors, spirit guides, past loved ones are trying to connect with you. Some of them are getting into your dreams. They're trying to give you messages, signs, synchronicities. Be mindful of that. It's just like if all of a sudden you run across something familiar, an old song that you and this loved one shared together, or it had a significance, or, you get guided to something I've noticed is when I'm out shopping, sometimes I would get drawn to certain foods that I never buy, but I knew that my father adored and stuff, and I'd be like, I'd smile because I know that he's with me and guiding me to those different things, let me know he's there with me and stuff. So, different things like that. Be mindful of different message or different signs, things that come across your path. A lot of times you're guided to things for a reason. And normally if you're questioning if it's a reason or a synchronicity, that's a sign right there. For a lot of you, I feel that you're going to have enhanced abilities at this time. And you could very much be awakening these gifts within you, right? Because my platform is very much made for the chosen, 144,000 Earth Angels, Starseeds, Lightworkers, healer, shamans, whatever you may define yourself as. But you guys have a lot of special abilities and gifts, and we have a whole team available to help us, and they're doing so much protection. There's so much protection that's put in place, you don't even know the divine protection that is put in place, right? And they're available to help us, but they cannot intervene without us asking. So a lot of them they have guidance for you guys, but you need to ask for help, right? See, they're very much gathering. Hold on, I need to put this incense out. They're very much gathering around, right? I feel that you guys have a lot of people that are creating protection circles, blocking some of these attacks that are going against you guys. Sorry. Okay. So, but they're so strong. Oh my goodness. But they're definitely protecting you. This is also letting you know you're going to be coming together with like-minded souls and individuals. You guys are going to be opening up new doorways and opportunities, and you're going to be bringing in like-minded soulmate, soul family, things like that. You have this inner knowing about you. And I know the cards are really bright with my light. You're going to be awakening a lot of knowledge and stuff through your third eye. A lot of you could be going through third eye activations right now where you're getting visions. You're starting to remember some of these gifts. A lot of you very much your heart healers here. You heal people simply by being around them. You're able to heal yourself and many others. There's strong heart healing going on in here with this green and red energy, and also a lot of passion, which is beautiful. Right before this full moon energy, I realized that I was guided to yellow and red very strongly, and I see it again here, this yellow and red. And I did a reading off that where I'm wearing yellow, and I was guided to pull out actually my Valentine's Day decorations. I thought that that was cute right before the moon. So yeah, I've got this this strong red energy is coming out, right? I'm getting that there's a lot of passion, action that is going on. Watching this reading alone, focusing on the red here can awaken and open up your root chakra. Working with red, at this time, wearing red, things like that are definitely going to invoke that energy and have you or cause you to take action. I'm getting some of you are hesitant with your words. We did have Mercury make a movement into the sign of Capricorn. So we've got that Mercury movement influence, right? So, but I'm getting that there's a lot of like throat chakra activations that are going on, which are going to cause major awakenings of barriers to communicate, express feelings and emotions. Okay, I'm actually going to leave that here. Okay, so, but yeah, there's all this love and passion, and that Mars retrograde is really pulling up repressed feelings and emotions. So it's really going to get you to, if you've been holding on to things for far too long, it's like finally expressing your love and emotions. And here's the throat portal. Here we go. It was right here underneath heart healers. See, somebody's going to be set free when they finally open their emotions and their feelings, right? And they express this love. For some, it's like they're overcoming barriers to higher level commitment. For others of you, it was if you've had somebody near and dear to your heart and you've been in a different relationship, right? And you've been trying to make that relationship work. A lot of you may be realizing that you weren't fully in it. So in fact, it was a karmic relationship that you're being called to release at this time because your heart is destined for something else, right? So, like some of you are going to be realizing that you've stayed in some of these relationships due to fear that you were holding on to them, due to some sort of trauma bond, some sort of like these karmic relationships. A lot of times they're narcissistic, and people don't realize that this narcissistic empath paradigm, it truly plays a lot. And we don't even see them as being narcissistic because a lot of us grew up with that inner child wounding, and that's how we foresee love. We foresee love as somebody kind of being in charge and control and telling us what to do, you know, and, you know, it's you know, especially seeing the throat chakra blockage, it's like somebody didn't get to express their feelings and emotions enough, so they really needed somebody to take charge and control to kind of compensate for what they didn't have. It's kind of like that. But a lot of these people, so it's like they needed to get their strength, to get their courage to be able to stand up and express their emotions and feelings, and to you know, not have abandonment issues, not have fears of being alone or feel of not being good enough, or just fears of intimacy, because you know that that's going to require opening up and expressing your communication. See, I'm still struggling a little bit channeling this energy. So see, there's a lot of those barriers that people are finally realizing, like, and it's because losses are happening at this time. Divine's intervening and dissolving a lot of these things, where if these foundations where people were relying on one another for emotional support or physical, you know, stability, then it's like if those fall apart, what is still standing? And some of these people are actually walking away and are realizing, wow, well, if we don't have the home and the car and all of that anymore, like what's left? If love's not enough, then it's time to depart and go down separate paths. So some people are getting the hard truths at this time and realizing that, like I don't feel a lot of it was like just vindictive. It's not often as you may think when you hear that, oh, you were with a narcissist that was using you for physical, stability and security. A lot of times people don't even realize they're doing that because they don't want to accept the fact that they have a wounding. And especially a lot are these empaths that have a deep childhood trauma, and they don't realize that they're longing for narcissistic behavior because it resembles what they knew, right? And they absorb that and could never release it, and it was actually making them be narcissistic in a way. And they weren't even seeing that, but that was making them, because it made them feel as though they could control the love that was coming their way, and things like that. And most people won't admit that, but anyway, that's what I'm seeing a lot of here. But there's a major heart healing coming in. So a lot of these realizations, a lot of times people don't see the energy that's really being reciprocated to them or shown to them because they're projecting. And a lot of times you're projecting what is within you, those strongest emotions and feelings, because it's as within, so without. You really see your inner world as your outer world. And that's why if you're constantly talking down about others and things like that, and then you can't feel that love for yourself as much, even though you think you may, because that's the energy that you're drawing in. So when you think of yourself or even look at yourself in the mirror, if you're constantly putting people down, you're not going to see the true beauty for within you. So it's one of those things like, when you start changing your thought process and you start being more positive and uplifting, and you start telling yourself these things and kind of redoing your thought process, not self-sabotaging and things like that anymore, you start to open up, you start to see things so much more differently. And sometimes these, big separations need to occur for people to open up and realize that, because sometimes you can't see what's right in front of you if you're very broken. So I felt to say that because I've been seeing a big separation, and I've been seeing a lot of my mending card coming out in one of the decks I felt guided to as well, because there's going to be some family members and situations that are going to be mended, but separation needed to occur. And I feel that it's very significant for somebody that watches me, okay? All right, so let's get a few more cards here. Proof. Ooh, this is a very powerful card. It's saying that you don't always need to see the proof. It's not seeing is believing, right? Do I say that right? Is believing is seeing. It's just like your thoughts are made to be manifested. It's like, it always brings me back to that movie where I think it's the Santa Claus, right? Where the little boy Charlie, he says, just because you've never seen $1 million doesn't mean it's not real, or, and that's kind of what it is. Like, dreams are made to be manifested, but you have to know that when you want something to be manifested, you have to believe that you already have it, that you're already worthy of it, and know that we're co-creators. So when then you want it, you basically are telling the universe what you desire, and you release it. And you let them bring it to you, but you have to be elevated. And sometimes you can have certain people that are in fact blocking that for you, because if you're surrounding yourself with low vibrational energy, you're not able to get that high vibrational manifestations that you're trying to call in for yourself. It's a lot easier to manifest the low vibrations, right? And sometimes you can be taking on other people's. And here's the scary thing, guys, that I don't always like to say, but I seen the posting today, and I do bring it up every now and again, but it's like whenever you do energy exchanges, when you're being intimate with people, you're definitely taking in all of their energy. You're doing energy exchanges. That's what it is. Energy exchange, sacred energy exchange is the letters for sex. And so if anybody that you sleep with has any type of karma, any type of woundings, like sadness, depression, any of those things, you're just embodying all of that energy. So now you have those demons. If they had demons attachments, you could have those that can carry on for a long time. It can actually create soul ties, and it's very, very hard. It's very hard to break those. But you're now responsible for their karma, and you know, you got to release those things, and now you've taken on more than that's even your own, right? So that's why you got to be very mindful. It's very sacred. Really protect your energy field, your body. And that's where the devil gets into, and those lust spells, and it shuts down your intuition. It can really mess people up. So, but I felt to share that for this reading. Sorry, my little girl's back here. Yeah, I know. I have other toys back here. Oh, you see another Christmas present? Yeah. No, she sees her sister's Christmas presents because they're not wrapped. Stop. All right. So anyway, there's okay. So I'm gonna get out of this deck now. We're gonna get into some other readings. So just be mindful of the energy you surround yourself with, the vibrations that you stay into. Okay, because it's what you feed yourself, right? Not just the foods. What you're watching, what you're seeing, what you're hearing. Like if I hear people talking of low vibration about others, I walk away. I don't engage in it, and I don't surround myself in it either. You know, I know that I don't want to attract that. Whatever you're saying out into the universe, or even out loud to yourself, you're telling the universe that's what you want. So be mindful, because the universe doesn't know you're talking about somebody else. So if you're talking bad about somebody else, you're just telling the universe you want that. And most people don't realize that that's spell casting too. So if you're wishing bad upon somebody when you're doing that, you're spell casting, and you're bringing karma amplified right back to you. So you really need to be mindful of your thoughts, actions, words, what you say. They're very, very powerful. They are. Okay. So let's get some Sacred Light Oracle. I want to do these on my velvet. I realized I was starting to scratch up my decks. Like you always see a lot of readers use beautiful cloths, and and a lot of the decks have such beautiful finishes that I didn't think. Mommy's working. Shh. All these distractions, see? All this chatty energy. Shh, the kitty's sleeping. Shh. So, I didn't think that they were going to get scratched up, right? And one of my favorite decks is like so scratched up. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to get another deck because I love it so much. It's always my one I use for the full moons. My Tarot de Miniutes, right? So, anyway. Oh, and I had to fix the deck up too. I've been waiting to tell somebody about this. A secret that I found is that baby powder. If you ever found that your deck is sticking and you can't shuffle the cards, because I love to have coffee, and sometimes I've gotten my cards sticky from getting the coffee and stuff, or just your hands, right? If you put some baby powder on the around the outside of the deck and then shuffle them, it freshens up the deck, which is beautiful, and it allows you to shuffle them. I saved that deck. Like, my cards were sticking together, and I was actually like, oh my gosh, this deck's sticking because it's still new at the gold gilding, but I was like, I'm not going to be able to use this deck. You know, I'm going to have to just completely get a new one. I mean, I want to get a new one because I love the deck, but, you know, decks do wear out the more you use them. And it was cute. Like, I was guided to it by spirit. I was like, really? No, that's not going to work. And then I went and did it. And I was like, oh my God, okay. It was so cute. So, Sphere of Light, like I said, your ancestors, and maybe that's why they told me, you haven't told anybody yet, put it out there in this reading, because we told you about that trick, right? As I feel a lot of you are probably tarot oracle readers, right? You're very spiritual. You know that it's a beautiful way to connect with your ancestors, spirit guides, right? And they learn the technique that you use and things like that. So it's very beautiful. So it looks like we have an ancestor here. I see a bear. I see a lot of animal symbolism on this card. A horse, deer, fox, owl. There's a lot of spirit animal totems messages that you guys can look at. Yeah, here's confirmation of empathic qualities, animal wisdom, and healing hands. So a lot of you, they want you to know that you have these gifts within your ancestors have these gifts. So it's within your bloodlines for you guys to be these healers, right? And that you are empaths, and that's why you're healers. You're able to absorb energy around you, and that's why I'm telling you to be very mindful of the energy, because you take it all in, but you have to be able to release this energy. So and be mindful that you're constantly doing energy exchanges. So you're giving away a lot of your energy, but you're not receiving a lot of it back. So you need to do things to protect yourself. Most empaths need to wear crystals and things like that to protect their energy. Finding ways to replenish it, cleansing it in water, things like that. You may notice that you get really intense when you're around a lot of energies, okay? If you're out in public or in large crowds, they might be too intense for you, or too much music, too much noise, things like that going on. Those are signs that you're very much empathic too. But you could be getting a lot of ancient wisdom from the animals. You have got a lot of spirit guides that protect you, that give you guidance through the energies, okay? And healing hands here. Somebody very much is like Reiki, has done Reiki healing in past lives, or it's just being bestowed upon you from family. I'm getting strong shaman gifts too. So a lot of your ancestors are trying to nudge you towards your divine life path and purpose, letting you know that you have these beautiful gifts and that they're here wanting to help show you them and use them. So they're really wanting to connect with you. They're really saying you need to clean your house, cleanse your space. It's going to open up a lot of energy. It's going to allow more beautiful energies to come in. It's going to allow you to calm down. Thank you for that. All right, so we've got the scales of karma showing me here. So cycles of disharmony, creating new traditions and unfortunate events. Like I said, for some of you, this is like the leveling out. Mommy's working. Maddie? No. So this is the leveling out. This is where you've recently had some changes happen. And this is where you're needing to process that information and allow things to clear out before the new. And they're wanting you to find peace and things like that. So that's kind of what's going on here. Let's see. You've got Ascended Masters here helping you. Teaching light seekers of the spiritual and angelic hierarchy. His learning encourages the soul to balance and correct its journey back to the Sacred Heart. So this Ascended Master, Maha Kohan, seeks your understanding. So you have Ascended Masters here with messages for you as well. And the Blessed Maha Kohan asks you to be aware of your conscious thoughts of others. Remember, kind of like I was saying, beautiful. So they're giving me confirmations of the messages that they're guiding me to tell you about. Speaking negatively about a person only continues to further a cycle of negativity. Snap out of it. Acting in the heat of the moment will leave you red-faced and embarrassed. And this is very beautiful too, because like I was telling you at the beginning of the reading, right? I think it was this one with that Mars influence, that it's going to cause you to, be very quick with that repressed rage, anger, to, in that Gemini energy, to be very much explosive, like with your words. Like you could just come out really, really fast and be very, very expressive of an emotion or a feeling, because you're feeling that. Take action towards what you're passionate about, especially if it's something that is close to like your heart's desire, your loved ones, something that you truly desire. You might be very, very quick to say things that you can't take back in that Gemini energy, right? Because Mars in retrograde, it's about conflict, anger, repressed, all of that. So it's like opening a can of worms, I just heard, right? So examine the brightness of your love light. Protect your heart, but keep it open. Wow, beautiful. Wow, some of you have lucid dreaming too. They're showing me a sacred purpose. You have the answers, lucid dreaming. And I told you that they're trying to get to you through dreams. Emotional expression, Temple and Mary. These are very powerful cards. These are definitely cards that I use for sacred alignments too. So yeah, that was the scales of the karma. So life can often be becoming a balancing act. Juggling your physical needs with the needs of those around you, including family, can sometimes challenge your love light. Giving without the expectation of receiving is one way of achieving a better state of karma. You must look to find positive experiences from harsh lessons. So when people feel good, they do good. When feeling down, people are more likely to throw emotional and energetic daggers towards those who have hurt them, even if it's only temporary. Almost done, okay? All right, so after this oracle, I'll wrap up because my little one wants to play. And then I'm going to do some other readings later. So this was just, what did I get into? Just 2 readings? Yeah, and just the channel messages and the Sacred Light Oracle. And I did another beautiful one on Divination of the Ancients where I talked about the gifts that you have that could be coming out because you're going to be getting realizations of gifts. I think I did the Wisdom Oracle on that one as well. Those were my last night readings, so you should definitely check those out if you want more right now, because I won't be able to upload more of these till tonight. I just thought I would try to get into some of this energy while my kids were busy playing, but that didn't go very far. Okay, so 29, the Spirit of Light. So not to be confused with angels or spiritual orbs, the Spirit of Light is a pure light of consciousness. It is translucent, bright, energetic, shimmering light that can grow to any size with conscious thought and psychic energy. This intelligence is designed to grow and adapt through conscious thought and action. A secondary Spirit of Light, also known as psychic energy balls, can be created through the hand chakras. Ooh, so this is somebody can do. Wow, I didn't know this. See, I'm learning too. Woo. Okay, so you can create a Spirit of Light known as a psychic energy ball. It can be created through the hand chakra to utilize healing energy or manifesting, assisting you through a specific struggle or obstacle. So she's creating this sphere in her hand. I don't know if you can see it because it's washed out. They can be directed to anyone or anything with different intents. See, and a lot of you, like I was talking about initiations too, because it's like if you want to be initiated and you want to be able to use these skills and abilities, you have to be able to show that you can keep your composure. This is definitely about like developing shaman skills because you're working with universal energies and you have to be able to control them. So Ascended Master White Buffalo Kaufman asks you to focus on commitments and conservation. Be empathically mindful of the energy that you are sending out into the universe, as difficult people can trigger your emotions. Activate your healing hands when challenged empathically to help yourself and others. Respectfully, the earth and all of its people require conscious observation with positive action for change. Wow. So while the White Buffalo Kaufwoman wishes for you to understand your personal connection to the earth and preserve all living animals, she also asks you to be consistent with your actions and extend your light to all living creatures. To learn more about the divine connections and importance to spirit through the ages. Wow, that is very powerful. Beautiful, my goodness. I'm definitely going to be looking more into this. This is very beautiful. I love this deck so much. It's definitely in alignment with awakenings, activations. I'll have to do a whole reading on this because it's so powerful. I just pulled so many decks. Like I said, I want to pull at least a couple cards before I put them away and then I focus more. But the scattered energy, it's just got me excited too. I pulled out on so many decks. So, all right, guys. So I'm going to set these ones aside so I know that I'm done with these 3. So if you're guided to more of my readings, definitely watch them. Know if you were guided to me, you definitely were guided to me for a reason. Know that. So definitely subscribe if you have not, so that way you'll get the notifications and whenever I do my future uploads. So, and it spreads love and light out into the world and does an energy exchange as well whenever you subscribe, watch videos, like them, comment, all of it. Love it all. All right, guys. Love and light to all of you. Bye.